Every week we get together for a quick strategy session, different speakers, different trainers, different announcements, different rollouts, different updates. We got a couple different ladies to share with you guys tonight on what's working their way. We're going to have an awesome guest trainer tonight on all things having to do with live commerce, social commerce, etc., etc. She's been an epic contributor to our user-generated content file, probably the best of the best. So I'm going to use that to talk about opening up here, and then I'm going to kick to her. Some of you guys that may have seen that we're starting to open up new communication lines, and you're only going to see more and more of that as more structure, process, and timing moves forward. As you guys have probably saw last week, I mean, maybe it was a half a dozen or so new vendors. Let's take a little peek. Here's one. Just happened to be into this one already. The One Wipe, which I have right here. Use this bad boy on everything. That's why they call it the One Wipe. Electronics, devices, cars, whatever. The One Wipe. Got that bad boy. That's a brand new one. That's a Canadian vendor. For those of you guys that are hanging out there in our Canadian marketplace. What else came in new? Petro Buster and Wine Buster. That's a new bad boy. I don't know everything about all these, just so you guys know. They're new to me too. But check this out. I'm guessing I'm pretty intelligent. I'm guessing Wine Buster pulls over people after holidays where they drank too much wine and hands them over to the police. That would be nope. It's just simply a stain remover. Okay, got it. This is that's good news. So what's Petro mean though? What's a Petro Buster? Who knows what that means? Oil stain remover?
Yeah, it's like a degreaser. So
Degreaser.
yeah, I think it originated from like petrol oil, and so that's kind of where the name.
That
Yeah,
makes more sense. That tells
yeah.
me this isn't a US one. Is this a US one? Oh,
Canada.
yeah, Canada, because Petro, because
Yep.
that's what threw me off. So that wouldn't be a US word. That makes sense. We got another Canadian vendor. I didn't even know that one was Canadian. Well, Canada, y'all blowing up. Let's see what else is happening. Mojo, let's let you in here. If you can upgrade Mojo, be my guest. Some other folks that haven't been poking around lately. Let's take a look in here. What else is cracking? We've got Lord and Bell. Stace, you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, that's the new one we just launched on, I think Thursday. They fully went live. It's a US based company. They're shipping to Canada, US, and Mexico. So actually, Mexico market, you actually have someone that can ship to your market if you have anyone there, which is super exciting. They started with 7 products. Just to begin with, they are skincare and makeup line. And they are a former MLM company that in October went affiliate and happened to get connected to Shoply and saw the opportunity to be able to be on a platform that supported the same kind of model that they had before they retired their MLM side, but without the headache, without the field, without the training, and get to benefit from all the upside of it. And so they're bringing their affiliate channel over and launching with us here. So it's really exciting. It's one of the first proof of concept companies from that standpoint here.
Tell me about them on Thursday.
Yeah, they're excited. No, yeah, we launched
Oh,
them
they were last
last
Thursday.
Thursday.
They were last,
Last
okay.
Thursday. Yeah, last Thursday.
Jorge test, just so you guys know, we're obviously doing some testing as we're talking about here, or maybe Jorge forgot to pull it down. Jorge is our inside man on the technology side. Lavare, guys, this isn't new, but they're gonna be speaking this Thursday on the vendor call. So if you want to hear from Lavare, they're gonna be speaking. Who else is gonna be speaking this Thursday off the top of your head? Do you remember?
Homescapes and I believe the Life FX.
Here we go.
Yeah.
This is a new one in Australia. Life FX, they ship a lot of different places, but they're located in Australia. So they're going to be speaking here, guys, on this Thursday. Bunch of different products here. Excited to be working with them. So, man, we're rolling. I saw Julie Edstrom's, who's got a fitness membership. She got hers up. So, guys, I'm just trying to point out just ones I saw just as I was poking around. So check it out. You got different online coaching, online tutorials. We are catching traction, y'all. We just added 3 Canadian vendors last week alone, and a bunch in Australia last week, 2 or 3 in Australia. So I'm happy. We're taking the pipeline and just saying yes, 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 yes. How about e-learning? I bet you we got a couple new e-learning folks that popped up. Craig Schultz in Australia. He's also one of our top leaders here. So he's the guy that knows about building a business, that's for sure. So you've got one-shot education. Look at this, 200 hours from a multi-millionaire for 333 bucks. You've got Andrea Ocampo on how to build your brand and own the spotlight. Obviously, you guys have seen Tony up there. You've seen Lori up there. I've seen Brian up there. I mean, we're getting good. We're getting some juice here. So now, as you guys have also seen, we've been asking you to submit your user-generated content on our Telegram thread. We now have 2 additional threads. User-generated content. It is not necessary for everyone to be on. We're not requesting everyone to be on. Some of you guys, you're perfect to be on. Some of you guys waste your time. And then we have a vendor thread. So vendor thread, and we've got a user-generated content thread. The user-generated content thread is for each of you. Every time you do an unboxing, a review, you talk about a product, you use a product. Let me see, is this the eye serum? So you use the AQ eye serum. Here you go. A little bit there. There we go. Nick's looking pretty. Get rid of these wrinkles. There we go. I'm already 5 years younger in the last 5 seconds. Take that, throw it in the user-generated content thread. I'm plumpalicious. Is that a word? So as you guys are using the products, you take a video. As you guys are unboxing the products, boom, 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 you take a video, show people what it's like. As you're reviewing the product, you take a video. Doesn't have to be live, not necessarily. Sarah's going to talk to you guys about that in 2 minutes. But we want that content. You submit it to us and we will share it on the company's YouTube, the company's Instagram, the company's Facebook, so that we can continue as an overall culture to drive a behavior, drive a muscle, create exposure, and just teach. How do we do this? What should it sound like? What should it look like? I think Stellamar was also on last week's vendor call. So, you know, we're now in the middle of our business model. That business model that we're now probably, this is not exact math, I'm just roughing this math. We're probably 110 days into taking the first credit card. And that means we're probably about 80 days or less into being an actual marketplace. How are we doing? How's it look? 80 days. Look at all those vendors. Look at e-learning. Look at the progress. I'm excited about this. Vendors now have a place that they can launch promos in the vendor thread. We take those promos, push them back out to you. They can launch new products. They can introduce themselves, and we can push all that stuff out back to you. So we're opening up new lines of communication. But as promised, 2 minutes ago, I said I want to introduce you guys to our guest trainer today. She's an absolute authority in the topic of social selling, how to make money by building teams, through building teams of affiliates, on how to share and sell through live commerce, social commerce, how to do it herself. Her videos are great. Her content's great. Her information's amazing. I'm going to kick it over to Sarah Kelso out of Ottawa, Canada. She's going to be sharing with y'all tonight. Sarah, over to you.
Hi. Thank you for that
Hi.
lovely introduction, Nick. So lovely. Okay, so I'm gonna do I'm very tangible when I train, so I'm not gonna share my screen or anything like that. However, I want to talk about tonight being a creator, not a consumer. So you are not consumers. Like I don't follow anybody, you guys. I don't scroll. I don't have time for that. So if I have my phone in my hand or I'm doing something, it's to create some sort of content. Like I'm talking like I'm sitting on the couch and creating content, you guys. And you're like, well, how would you even do that? There's many ways. So I actually had a few people reach out to me already through Telegram asking what video app I use. I use TikTok. I don't have any video apps, zero. TikTok has some great stuff within the platform and you guys, I've taught everything to myself since 2020 just by going to YouTube, typing in how do I do this on TikTok, and there's videos for everything. So that's what I use. It speeds up videos, puts music on, cuts it, like all that stuff. It literally is all on the platform. If it goes away, I'll be very sad in a way Not Would be great for Shoply, sad for me because I freaking love it as a video creating platform. And I take that content from TikTok and I use it on my Facebook and I use it on my Facebook business page and my Instagram. So I use all of the platforms. So things I want to say for creating content. So Nick's always like, yeah, break it open in this box and put it on and talk about it. I am not like that. I actually don't talk about the products at all in a lot of my videos of what they actually are. I say what they do. So, for instance, this morning I was like, my kids were actually not screaming in my office. So I just put on my skincare routine and I said, why you should do skincare before makeup is that your makeup will look better. And I sprayed my Belling Capri and I put on my serum and I put on my cream and then I said, if you don't have a morning skincare routine, give me a follow, hit info in the comments. Like, I don't say what it is. I don't say like, go buy it from my link. Never. Okay. The other thing you want to do in terms of your content, this is like where you need to actually just pick out things throughout your day and create other content. If you are just talking about Shoply products all day, every single platform, and that's all you're doing, you're going to have no like online rapport with anybody. You will have no relationship with anyone. No one's going to trust you to buy your products because they don't know who you are. So like I create content, mostly my brand right now, I have a 2 and almost 4-year-old. So I create content around toddler tips, not necessarily like it's not my kids. I don't put my kids actually online all that much. But toddler tips, I'll do like funny videos of them sometimes. But I give a lot of like suggestions. Something I've been doing this past month is I've actually been like going around my house and giving people suggestions on what they can get people for Christmas, like my printer that sits in front of me to print pictures, teacher gifts that I got. I give people suggestions on product all the time. A really easy way you guys can do this, you're like, I don't know what to like suggest. Go to your credit card for the last 30 days. What are things that you bought personally? And here's another really good tip too, you guys. If you purchase something and you actually don't like it, go post about that because people love that kind of stuff. Like, hey, I don't know how anything good in front of me. I have this glass and I hate these glasses so much because the grip is just like all over the place and I highly don't recommend them. I put them in my dishwasher and one broke. People, like, I don't know why, but they start trusting you more, right? They're not like, oh, she's just telling me about this product because she loves it and that's all she cares about because she wants me to buy it. If you share products that you actually don't like and why you don't like them, I'm not saying going on and like pick Shopee products. I'm talking like pick stuff that you bought off Amazon or like garbage around your house. Share those things. Also share things that are useful. Like I moved this out of the way from my background, but you guys, this is probably one of the most useful products I've ever bought. This holds my phone. It's a tripod and it breaks down to a selfie stick, but like I don't feel like people use those anymore. But yeah, it's a tripod that actually holds my phone. You guys, I bought this during the pandemic because if you want to create content, I'll just throw my phone in that thing and just videotape me like cleaning the kitchen and then put some quote on top of it. And I do like the super fast feature on iPhone. Anyways, I'm getting off my topics. So ask people questions. Okay. So this is something else that you want to do. So I asked like the other day, I was having a day drink. I was having a day drink of eggnog and spiced rum and cinnamon. And I did a video like, hey, what's your Christmas drink? This is mine. And I shared my Christmas drink. And then I got comments. If you're not having people comment on your stuff, it's that you're not asking them anything. So why would they comment? Um, and so kind of going into the Shoply phase of things, like I've kind of created this brand over the last 10 years, not on purpose, just out of nowhere, really. So going from health and wellness to back to Shoply. So we have like very clean skincare now. We have very clean hair care with Bow. Those have been my two main focuses over the course of the last month or so or 100 days or whatever it is that I've been sharing. So I share my hair care, I share my skincare. Now I'm going to be sharing Lauren and Bell because we're finally have it out in the open. And they are actually a very, very clean makeup product and very, very clean skincare, like edible skincare. So you don't actually eat it, but like you can. It comes up on the Yuka app 100 out of 100, which is huge for me. So my whole brand has been around with like clean health products. I'm not perfect with my eating. I'm not perfect clearly because I'm sharing Christmas drinks I'm having. But people on my platform, I'm like, hey, I'm trying really hard to use clean products at least. So I'm making one small step to be better, right? So that's sort of just, and that brand just kind of came out of nowhere because it was just like, Shoply gave me now 3 vendors that can allow me to do that. Guess what? I can allow all of you guys to do that too. You don't have to have my personal brand. However, if you're into those products, this is going to be very helpful. If you're a guy on this call and you're like, well, I don't use makeup, skincare, like Bo is a guy who sells the hair care. So you can absolutely be selling that, and you should be selling that. And collagen. So collagen has came on with Lord and Bell. They have a fabulous, like really, really high grade, beautiful collagen. Any guy can take that, okay, and sell that. So the biggest thing for you, I just want to make sure I did do notes. I don't know why I do them because then it just gets me more confused. But my audience, like, again, knows that I'm very honest about everything. I'm on my stories every day. I'm not like my face every single day because like I just like my days are busy. I'm still a full-time high school teacher, do network marketing full-time, and like I do it all and have toddlers. So I really encourage you though, when you are using your stories, to use things like polls and questions just to try and get people to interact and watch your stories more. That will really help your engagement in general. And just try to be consistent. Like this is so, so huge when you are creating content. If you are not consistent, you are not going to build anything. So you're like, well, it's so hard to remember every day. I schedule out, I have my week scheduled out on the weekend. So every weekend I schedule out 3 posts a day. Right now I'm doing a morning, like funny quote. Okay. Like I'm very sarcastic. So there's sarcastic quote. I have a reel, and I have some sort of like motivational kids, whatever, Shoply, maybe some sort of like recruiting post in a way, just curated posts. But those are my schedule, Monday through Sunday. Like every day I have 3 posts going up on Facebook. Instagram I do 2. This week I decided to do a post video situation. So this is all kind of just like, and I schedule all of this. I don't do any posts at all during the week. Then that leaves me time to like create content, because you're like, well, when do you create content? I'm like, all the time. So the videos I created on the weekend, I created 4. One of me and my dog. We have a very rare breed of dog, so I share her a lot. Like literally, I did a video the other day. If you go to my TikTok, it's what is it? The Sarah Kelso. The Sarah Kelso on TikTok. It was me sitting beside my dog. That video got 4,000 views today because it just is, my dog's a rare breed. So I shared her. Then I had 2 videos of my kids just being like silly, like they were wearing ridiculous things, created a content, and I just said, I don't know, something like, you moms, I'm trying to like target moms because that's who I talk to a lot of my content, especially on TikTok. So I'll say, moms, if you have toddlers this Christmas season, just let them do what they want. My kids have like 4 hats on and like headphones, like they look ridiculous. It's something like along those lines. So that hasn't even came out yet. I created just a picture, like it's like a faceless post, and just put a quote on there. And then what were the other ones? So that was it. And again, it's nothing to do with Shoply. But then this morning, when I was doing my skincare, I did a Shoply one. It took me literally 30 seconds, you guys, to make that content. And then I'll just throw a little music on top. I do captions on all of this. Is another tip. When you're doing TikTok, if you're using TikTok, I personally do captions on every single video, because when I bring it over to Facebook and Instagram, it will automatically put those captions on my video for those platforms. TikTok does give captions automatically, but if you can add captions as well. And I think this is important because most people watch your content on silent. Please do not post a Facebook, or I guess it's Instagram. I prefer Instagram. I go on Instagram. All my stories, if I'm talking, they always have captions. I have never posted a story of me talking without captions. Okay. So this is sort of like all the little things you're like, okay, I'm not going to come on here. I don't even like, and be like, oh, I just unbox things like all the time, and that's all I do. I come on here and share who I am, so that when I do unbox things, people are really excited. Like when I get my Lord and Bell box that's coming, I will absolutely go live with it. I will try the products live for the first time. That's where I'm really big on. And this is important as you're starting to get products from Shoply. When you get these products, please unbox them live and be authentic about everything. I have had disaster after disaster. People want real, they don't want curated, like just perfect lives. Like I will just unbox things and I'll say like, oh, like I will swatch the new palette that I got. I will try out the mascara. I will try it all live for the first time to give my honest review. And I always am honest, you guys. If I don't love one product from one of the companies we're carrying, it doesn't matter because if, I'm sure I'll find something else that I like. And it's important that your audience sees that too. So I think that was all that I had. I didn't want to get this, I can talk for like 3 hours, but
We're gonna
hopefully
keep you
that was
talking. Don't
good.
go nowhere.
Hopefully that was helpful. And, just go create. If you're not creating content of every sort, people are never going to get to know you. They're going to think you're you're not a Shoply robot. You're not a network marketing robot. If you're doing 100 companies and every post you post is like something else that you're posting that's from this company or that company, you're just confusing people. Like you just need to pick a couple things, like 2 or 3 anchor products, as Nick will always say, and go for it. So my anchor products right now are Bow and Bell and Capri. That's literally all I've talked about. And then now I'll add in Lord and Bell, and they all go perfectly together like a little package.
Beautifully stated. I'm gonna bring on Stacy. I'm gonna bring on Rhonda. And I want them to either add any additional info, something that you heard her say that you want to run with, or ask a question back to Sarah to go deeper on something that you heard you want to run with. And then, guys, Q&A is open. Feel free to ask any questions in the Q&A. We're gonna take a couple more minutes from Sarah, and then we're gonna jump topics here. So, Stacy, Rhonda, adds, additions, questions to Sarah to go deeper on. Over to you.
Yeah, what I loved when I took notes, you guys, like you got to take notes on this stuff, right? When she said add captions on everything. And you know what I realize is that I have 3 children, 21 to 31, and they watch Netflix with captions. Like everybody watches with captions now. And I'm like, okay, it makes sense because people are, when they're scrolling, they don't have the sound on because they might be somebody where they're not supposed to be watching things, but they are reading what's on there. So that's like the #1 takeaway that I got from there. And I'm going to start using that because I have posted videos without captions, but now I'm going to go back and redo them.
TikTok's great for it. It has a button there. Like I said, I will be very sad if I have to learn a whole new video platform if it goes away, but also kind of happy because then it'll be great for us.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah. No, same thing as Rhonda. I was listening to what you're saying, and I think it's so great that you are so organized because you've taken away the excuse of I'm busy, right? Because you have little kids, you've got a full-time job, you're also a full-time networker. I mean, you're probably one of the busiest you can be. And so if you can figure it out and you just sit down and power through it and schedule it so that it's like ready and it's like this when you do the meal prepping on the weekends for the week, it's like you meal prep your content and it's so smart to be organized and methodical about those things because during the week goes, right? As soon as Monday hits, it's like you're either in front of it or you're chasing it. And so by you doing, all that stuff on the weekends, you're making it easier for you during the week to not get behind and have an excuse. So I love that.
Awesome. It's great. Yeah, no, I've done it for well over a year now. Once Facebook brought that feature back, like there's no reason to not post. I hate posting during the week because you're on the go, like you said, like or something happens, your kid's barfing. Like and just there's so many things that could be happening that you're like the last thing you're thinking about is posting. But my content just runs. So it's like I have no excuse to be like I will tell you the best people in network marketing are always the people who are the busiest. So I've never seen it any other way.
Yeah.
Sarah, what app do you use to schedule your posts? That is from Joyce Smith. Do you use an app to schedule posts or no?
So Facebook has a scheduling option right in their platform. It works on my phone, not on my iPad, just so you know, there's a tip. I don't do it on my computer, but I do everything on my phone. Like boom, 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 schedule it out. And then for Instagram on my Facebook business page, Business Suite is the app that I use. It schedules the same post to both. I think that's what it's called, Business Suite. It's a meta app. Yeah, Business Suite. And those are the 2 that I use. TikTok, you can't schedule, that's fine. But everything else you can schedule now, guys. Like I'm telling you, I would have killed for this like 8 years ago when I started network marketing. But groups you can always schedule if you do groups too. Yeah,
Ron,
no
looks like you
fancy
want to
app.
jump
It's
in or
all
no?
their apps.
Okay, so how do you share a link on Instagram? Well, guys, you can share it on your stories. So you post stories, you can put a link there. Otherwise, you put link in bio. You can also use Linktree, and you could tell you could tell people in Instagram, click on your link tree to look at links of different products you recommend. How do we share Shoply product links on TikTok? I'll actually defer to you on that one because I'm not an expert there.
So for TikTok, I just have I use Beacons. It's the same thing as Linktree. I just prefer Beacons because Linktree had issues with TikTok like 3 years ago. Anyway, long story. But yeah, so I just have a link in Beacons. I actually don't though. I get them into my inbox. And I just say like, I'm like, if you want more info on this product, just drop info, and then I will message them on TikTok. TikTok's a little bit annoying though with their platform in terms of messaging. So if you start building over there, I really try to deter them over to my Instagram to like be like, hey, or let's take this to I'm like, hey, do you have Facebook? Like, or Instagram, everybody usually does. And then I like travel them over there and I like connect them with them over there. It's probably a safer thing to be doing these days too, is with all the TikTok shop or TikTok discussions going on to get people off your TikTok to your Instagram. I've been starting to see those videos of people doing that already. Like, hey, if this platform goes away, please go follow me on this one. So just another tip too.
Stacy, anything to add there before we move off?
No, that was great. I think it's so needed right now for the wide range of people, beginner to advanced. There's always something someone can learn, because we all have our own like behaviors and things that we start to do. And I never even thought about like, oh, just schedule it in the app. Like I've seen all the other social media schedulers that push it out different ways. So it's a smart way to just do it.
I love how Sarah, you made it so simple, common sense, practical. I'm just trying to now see the future of like hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands of us doing it at the same time. So thank you. Beautiful presentation.
Thank you, Ron.
All right, Miss Sarah, grateful for you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Victoria, I'm coming your way right now. So this is the transition. So guys, I want to transition really quickly to our top performer from last month, recruiter for sure. Our top recruiter last month, as you guys may remember from last week, if you don't, I'll call it out now. We are extending the Pioneer bonus. So anyone that goes and gets 3 this month, that bonus is extended. Do it once, do it twice, do it 3 times, do it 4 times like Victoria did. I'm sure Victoria will have a lot to say also about live commerce, social commerce. She is an expert in that topic. But man, as our top recruiter from last month, I think she enrolled 14 influencer pros, which means she had to have earned about 3,500 US dollars just from license bonuses and the Pioneer bonuses alone. Dallas, Texas, Victoria Cross, kicking it over your way.
Hey,
Hey,
I want to start off by apologizing. We're at the Grand Prairie Lights like kids circus thing. I love what Sarah said, and I thought it was great, but my story is completely opposite of Sarah's. I am so busy. I have no schedule. I have 4 kids. I have 4 businesses. Everything I do is completely unplanned. It's extremely stressful, and I'm still manage time to do it. Adding things to a calendar for me make me almost more anxious. Like tonight, I'm like, oh my God, like I want to take my kids here and I have to do this. I think that there's no right or wrong answer to do this. The key for me is to just be authentic about what you're doing. Like what she said, if you have a bad product, share it. If you have a good product, share it. Product sales is not what I'm focusing on at this point. It's just been really, and I shouldn't even say recruiting people, but thinking about long term, who do I want to do business with? Who can I trust? Who is aligned with me? Whose values are the same? Who's taking this seriously? Like whose vision looks the same as mine? Because Shoply is going to be a long-term big deal. And these are people that you're going to spend money with, party with, hang out with, celebrate with. And I think that for me, bringing on 14 pros, some of them are done. Sometimes you're just going to get a yes because people trust you and then they're not going to do anything. And it can be a little discouraging, but don't let it discourage you. My advice is that just sign them up, circle back around to them. Sometimes you have to kind of hold people's hands through this process, but I think that you have to put in the elbow grease for it to work. It doesn't work itself out. You got to do it, whether you schedule it or you don't schedule it. I'm excited. I think Shoplee's going to be a big deal. I hope I get 14 pros signed up this month too.
Me too.
I'm working it.
Well, I'll tell you what, 14 in a month is a massive number. I've been in this industry for 27 years. I've done my fair share of recruiting. So my hat's off to you. And I just want to say congratulations, want to feature you again. Any other thoughts, tips about anything that I know you're starting to shift now over into the customer acquisition side and you're recruiting the team first, building a good base of great leaders to work with. Anything else that's on your mind?
I want to share that regardless of where you're at in Shoplee, my platform is a good place to view if you need some tips or tricks. If you have any questions about going live or what to post or what to share and it's not scheduled and you don't know, or we've talked about me bringing on my digital downloaded course for the e-learning system with Shoplee. Hopefully it's on by January 1st, but I just want people to know that no matter where you're at, this is a safe place with me if you have any questions outside of this, because everybody's got different questions that sometimes they're afraid to ask on a platform like this where there's so many people involved and they're worried about looking silly. But sometimes looking silly is how you end up getting shit done. That's just the truth. Like, you just sometimes being silly is what it takes to do it. So for me, I just feel like, I don't know, you just got to be yourself. You just got to keep showing up. It's okay to take a rest too. I do want to say that it's okay to take a rest. Last month I was hot and heavy on Shoplee and I was almost disappointed with myself. Like I didn't do enough and I had to take a couple of days break and be like, hey, regroup. It's not going to happen overnight. Rome wasn't built overnight. This is the long game for us. Like, we got this. It's okay. You did enough. So whether you sign up one affiliate, one customer, one pro, just know that long term, this is going to work out. You just have to keep the faith.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Victoria. I'm looking forward to having you back on in 30 days to talk about the next 14 that you enrolled.
I hope so.
Congratulations again.
Thank you. Y'all all have a great night. I am going to dip out though.
Go hang out with your family. Hang out with your fam. Rhonda,
Bye,
man,
y'all.
you hop in. Rhonda, obviously you and Victoria work closely together. Anything you want to add in terms of what you were able to see as a close observer to, her action model? Anything else that you want to add to that part of the story?
Yeah, well, I love working with younger people because they're so more in tune with, social media and TikTok and stuff. And so me at 55 years old, I learned from her. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to do what? Like I had to come out of my skin. I know network marketing, I've been around the block a few times, right? But when it comes to this, it's a totally different animal. Like going live and talking about products and the mindset and then getting discouraged and then bringing back up. So sometimes it just takes that one person on your team and you have to dig down to find who that person is. And that was Victoria. I didn't bring her on board. That was a taproot. That was down several levels down. Grabbed her. We went to Dallas. We started working with her people. And, she brought me out of my shell. I actually went live on social media without makeup on for the very first time in my life. Right. So I'm learning a lot. She's learning a lot. We're growing together and it's been fun. There's always challenges, but it's been fun. And I look forward to finding more people just like her. And if you're somebody that's watching this and you're like, hey, I want to be like Victoria, then dig in, dive in, learn the social media content, learn from the people that are having that success, and then take off and just go.
Well, I went live with no makeup on for the first time too. So how about that? One of the things out there for just different folks that are trying to find their place, I'm just going to continue to beat this in your head. Well, first of all, have you watched, Dan Fleshman's videos? Have you watched Brian Breach's videos? Theirs is about building a brand. It's not about live commerce or social commerce, but it's the same principles. It's number one, just do it, get uncomfortable, post every day, get content out there. You have to go share. And I want to talk to the very intelligent business minds who are like, I don't see myself doing this or doing that. I'm like, you were willing to pay hundreds, thousands, some of you even tens of thousands of dollars to advertise. You were willing to pay money for that in the past. You were willing to spend money so that maybe nobody would look at the back of a magazine for some sort of ad. you were willing to put money into some sort of radio ad that maybe nobody listened to or took action on. Or you're willing to spend money on Facebook ads even today. But you can do this for free. You can advertise for free every single day. Every story you post is another billboard. Every time you make a post on your wall, it's another, on your timeline, excuse me, it's another billboard. Obviously, you got to get better, more intelligent at it, but better copy, better imagery, or better video, whatever the term is. And I'm not the expert of the expert on those things. We're bringing them to you. But I am smart enough to know that this is just free advertising. And some of you guys will not advertise for free, and that's crazy to me. Because you have a business, and if nobody knows you're in business, you're not in business. And there's a friend of mine, I'll call him a contact of mine down the street here in Miami, named Grant Cardone. In 2011, Grant Cardone sat in my penthouse on the beach, and he signed up in the Body by Body 90-day challenge. At that point in time, there wasn't a ton of people who knew who Grant Cardone was. I spent the next 10 years really focused on sales. Grant spent the next 10 years really focused on marketing. Grant has a quote now that says, "You can be the best salesperson in the world and no one will know who you are, but you can be an average marketer and everybody will." And I took that very personally because I did a couple billion in sales and I didn't figure out how to be a tremendous marketer. And now you can look back and say, okay, what was smarter? Mastering sales or mastering marketing? You guys have got to put the muscle in to marketing. You got to learn how to do this because it's not going to go away. Posting, scheduling posts, creating content. And I don't mean just having to do with Shapley or products, or I'm talking about in general. This is something that you must move from I don't know how to some sort of mid-level skill set to eventually mastery, because it's a skill, and once you have that skill doesn't go away. You own it, and you own it forever, which is pretty cool. Okay, Stacy, a couple of things that are floating around out there. I got a couple in my mind. Just want to check in with you because I know you always keep me on my toes. Keep me smart.
I just have the Pioneer bonus, which we already talked about. So I have that flyer, and then I've got the snapshot call schedule for the week.
Cool. I'll re-highlight one, guys, we talked about last week. We teased it. It is actually ready for deployment, but we have to launch it through the vendors first, meaning it's a feature, but the vendors have to use it in order for the feature to work. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit about, I told you last week what it was. We teased it. I'll explain it now. So starting now, today, our vendors are able to upload training videos, training documents to teach you, the affiliate, and you, the influencer, how to sell their products. So this is effective now. I have not told the vendors yet. So if you guys go run to your vendors right now and say, why don't you have any training? They're going to not know what you're talking about because this is the first announcement. But how this will work is vendors will get to go into their back office, upload the training, and the training will show up right here. Okay, so there'll be a new button that will pop up, and only affiliates and influencers can see it. Once you see that button, that means there's training from the vendor. So you can click on that button and you can now watch how to sell Bell and Capri, how to sell You're Worth It. Where's You're Worth It? I had it in a second here. You're Worth It. How to sell Everyday Drops, how to sell Reactive, how to sell Vibe, how to sell Trim Rocks, right? And the list goes on and on and on. So every time, Bo Stegall and his line, or how to sell Victory Nutrition or New Way memberships. So we're going to ask them for training content. It's up to them to get it up there. They may or may not do it. They may or may not do it with speed, but you'll be able to see in the upcoming weeks training from them. So this is a pretty cool thing. I think what you're going to find when this is all said and done is 50% or less of your ability to sell what they're sharing with you is the training they're giving you. And 50 to 80% is going to be your mastery over social commerce. Because I'm willing to bet right now that Sarah can sell any product we have without knowing one thing about the product because of her mastery of social selling and live commerce. She can literally go, hey everybody, it's me here, Sarah. I got you are illuminating, or is it you're illuminating, or it's you are illuminating? I don't know, because it's got a U and an R. It might be you are illuminating, or it's just you're illuminating. I think it means the same thing, but it looks like it's a skin serum. I literally know nothing about this. I just got it. I'm gonna open the box. Let's check this out. There we go. First time I'm opening the box. Okay, here's the bottle here. We've got Illuminate Skin Serum. I don't have my glasses on, and I don't have
You
glasses.
smell it. You have to smell it and give
I
the
haven't gotten that part
smell.
yet, Sarah.
People like to know that. Yeah.
Let's give you a chance to smell it, Sarah. So, by the way, this is what you would do if you were live with one of your other business partners, is you guys would do what we're doing, right? You joke back and forth. I don't wear glasses. I'm trying to come to terms with my ego to tell myself I need them, but I can't read what that says. So then you open this bad boy up. I'm gonna smell it. I smelled it, Sarah. Did you see me smell it? Didn't smell like anything yet. We're pumping. Nothing's happening, people. Okay, so it looks like that. So it's different than the AQ serum. The AQ serum is more of, let's say, liquidy, and this more of like a cream base. How am I doing so far, Sarah? Okay, I'm smelling
Doing
it.
good. Okay, put it on your face. See if it's non-greasy.
I don't know. Like I can't smell anything. What's that mean, Sarah?
That's good. No scent is good. People like that.
It's scent free.
Scent free. There you go. Put the extra on the back of your hands. Oh my God. Please don't ever do a skincare live. Or maybe you should.
There we go.
There
All
you
right.
go.
So it does. It's not very greasy. Went in pretty good. They got
Not greasy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So that's good. It absorbed pretty well. Blah blah blah. So I bet you if I was Sarah right now, I could have just sold like 5 bottles of this.
Maybe.
No training, no understanding, know nothing about what this is. Some of you guys have got to deprogram that training is required. Hundreds of hours of training is required to sell a product. It's no longer required. It's about you going through your experience with it, what has happened and what you liked and didn't like and how.
You don't need
That's
training for
what's
your personal
required.
opinion. Yeah.
Say it again.
You don't need training for your personal opinion.
You don't need training for your personal experience, your personal opinion at all. However, that last 20% to 30, 40% is going to be the training. And yes, Shopley is not going to be the one that's going to train you. It's not my job to train you on all these products. Clearly, I am not the guy. But we will give you guys the technology. That's what we are. We are a tech company, right? So we're going to give you the technology so that you guys can have the ability to get access to, hey buddy, so to get access, what you got for me? Press here for a dad joke. Okay, we're going to, do you guys want to hear a dad joke?
Yes.
Okay, well, you got to come on camera then, except for you. You don't have any clothes on, kid. All right, so I got press here for a dad joke. We're going to press here.
What did the buffalo say when he dropped his son off at school?
I give up. What did the buffalo say when he dropped his son off of school? Buffalo burger, buffalo chips, steer, bison, bison,
Yeah.
bison. With that, bison.
This one's not gonna get the
Okay,
color.
hit me.
Dogs can't operate MRI machines,
Why?
but cats can.
Well done, sis.
Wait, there's 2 more.
No. I'll be with. Give you 3 minutes. I'll be with you in 3 minutes. Okay.
wait,
Last one. Go ahead.
What does Jeff Bezos do before he goes to sleep?
This is not planned. This is a relevant joke. So this is an important piece of information and training for you guys right now. Okay, what was the, say it again.
What does Jeff Bezos do before he goes to sleep?
He prays that we don't get this shit right and bury him. That's what he does.
He
Ron,
puts his
what do you-
he puts his pajamas on.
he puts his pajamas on.
Yeah.
Anyone else got an answer here? Anyone else got an answer? He swims in his money like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah.
No, the answer was he puts his PJs on.
Oh, you didn't even get it, Ron.
Pajamas on.
He puts his
pajamas on. Pajamas on.
This is relatable content. Okay, see, I'll be right with you all. Thank you for this lovely intermission with these jokes. Well done. Okay, so guys, apologies for that quick detour, but make sure that you guys understand that you can do content and you can do your job and you can make sales without training, but training will be found on tabs inside of each vendor page. We also have a vendor call each week where training is done in a vendor call each week. Also want to point out as a reminder that we have moved the commissions. But if you're not logged in, you won't be able to see what the commissions, the CB, the direct bonus, you won't be able to see any of that unless they haven't deleted off the old one. That's all moved to down here in the blue. So every new vendor, I just got asked in the comments like, hey, I can't see Lord and Bell's commissions. Well, it's all down here. She said, I still can't see it. It's because you're not logged in. This area right here is only for people that are affiliates and influencers. So, couple exciting things that are coming. The tech is getting better. We're getting better. All of us have got to do our part. Are you recruiting? Are you sharing? Should you still make an old school list and text a bunch of people about, what's happening in Shopley? Hell yes. Like, absolutely. You guys should be texting people every day. Hey, more new announcements, more new vendors, more new rollouts. Should you guys, so this is Sarah, maybe you can correct me on this one. This is a team builder maybe versus an affiliate. If we launch a new vendor, should you do a new vendor alert to your stories? I mean, it don't hurt if you're using your stories to recruit people. If you're not using it to sell products, but you're using it to recruit, you promote a product by saying, hey guys, a bunch of new products, who wants to make money with me? Hey, new vendors, who wants to make money with me? That's the same thing, guys, as doing social commerce. You're using it to sell and recruit. You're just using it to sell and recruit salespeople. You're using it to recruit other affiliates. So every time you launch a new vendor, you should be displaying that because it's new, fun, and sexy to other people who might want to sell. Sarah, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think so. And I think like even with something like Lord and Bell, like we're really going to heavily focus on affiliates because truthfully, like makeup, it's kind of like not like a one-off, but like you buy makeup and if you don't need a refill for a few months, then it's an easier kind of situation. It's free to do. Like I think I was doing all the like mascara math today. I'm like, you sell 3 mascaras in a month, you've paid your subscription of $9.99 with your commissions, more than paid it. And the rest is just your extra income. So I think in terms of, getting excited about new vendors, like I have been hyping Lord and Bell for like, a little bit. And then when it finally launched, like it was the first thing that was in my stories, I think at like the minute it finally was on the website and I could show it, be like, look, this is so exciting, you guys. We have our first, company that went MLM affiliate now on Shopley. Like this is opening a huge door. This is what gets me excited, is seeing these businesses. And we know in 2025, we're going to see so many more go affiliate into that affiliate space. So the more we're kind of pumping that side of things up too with the affiliate understanding of it. And most of my posts are about recruiting. Most of them are not about product at all. I do products in my stories and my quick videos. I don't really post, like I'm like not posting products like on my counter. Like most of mine are recruiting, like, hey, come do this for free with me. Or, are you someone who's, I think I have one coming out this week that I wrote on the weekend about just being the first of something, starting something new, being totally scary. But this has been the most exciting thing I've done in 10 years, something along those lines. Like I do a lot of stuff like that as well. So like, again, most of my, what do you call them? Static posts would be a lot of recruiting type stuff.
Well done. Thank you for the 2 cents. Ron, look like you want to jump in there. Feel free if you want to jump in for your closing thoughts, partner, because we're going to wind it down.
No, I was under the weather last week, and just to come back a week later, it's like a whole nother company. Good work, you guys. I'm so impressed and so proud to be involved. And the future looks very, very bright. I think right now we all need to pretend we're Victoria a little bit, because look at what's happening to her life as a result of just being fresh, new, and seeing this as a fresh person. So we can all, I think, definition of a leader to me is fresh. It's not somebody who gets jaded and cynical or the phone's heavy. It's just when they're fresh every single day. So folks, good time to be fresh, good time to feel that newness of this company, good time to share this message with everybody. It's going to get fun. So thank you, Nick. Appreciate you, Stacy, as well. Thank you, guys.
Stace, Rhonda, closing thoughts.
Yeah, I don't have a lot. I think the main thing, you guys, today is you heard from two people that are out there doing amazing things, each in their own style, right? And so that's the key with all of this is there's going to be 1,000 different ways that you can do it. Choose what makes the most sense for your lifestyle, what feels authentic to you, and actually is applicable and functional. If you can take whatever tip it is and use it, then it works. You can have 1,000 tips, but if you never apply any of them, they won't do anything for you. So just take all the information in and use what works for you and makes the most sense, because anything that you can apply is going to work, you guys. It's just action. It's you getting in front of the camera. It's you doing the things. If you have one video up and that's all that you have, you're going to care a lot about that video. You're going to care how you look, what your makeup looks like. How did I feel? Did I get any posts? You start attaching your own feelings to that one video. It's the idea of scarcity. If you start pumping out a ton of videos, you're not going to care if one person liked it. You're not going to care if your makeup was perfect. You just have to do the things that get you out there, because then you care less and less and less and less, and you have a higher probability of reaching somebody that way.
I love it. Be a student, be a student, be a student, and then apply, right? Take action. And just, with my husband doing the social media stuff and learning TikTok and everything too, he's like, oh my gosh, it takes so much longer for men to kind of figure this out. Like, so he's following certain guys and learning. And then all of a sudden now he's got all these followers on TikTok. I'm like, wow, if he can do it, I can do it too. And again, it's just being a student and applying. But you know what I love best about right now is obviously we're in beta. It's the holiday season. People are buying, people are shopping, and you guys all have a platform that's got products. So the next time you go buy something, instead of going to Amazon, go to Shoply first and go look to see what you have. And then ask your friends and family, like, hey, what are you getting for Christmas? Have you got all of your shopping done or whatever? Like, will you check out my platform? Yes. Send them the link, you guys. Send them the page. Send them whatever. And let's go out there and have an amazing year. Last thing is, new people solve old problems. If you got some people are just sitting there a little stagnant, they just don't really know what to do and they're kind of waiting or whatever, go find some new people to work with. And then you're going to have fun, and that's going to reignite you.
Thank you, Ron, and thanks everybody. Hey, Stacy, call schedule. We've got no European strategy tomorrow, but we have the US snapshot tomorrow. So if anyone wants me to present to their existing affiliates or guests, I'll be on. We'll have a couple guest speakers on there as well. We'll take 35 minutes. We'll roll it all out to them. If you want me to help you go get a Pioneer bonus, go get 3 guests on tomorrow night. Maybe I close 1 or 2 of them. Go get a couple of your affiliates on tomorrow night. Maybe I close 1 or 2 of them, right? So that's tomorrow. Wednesday, we've got Canada and Australia presentation. And then Thursday, we've got the EU snapshot. Thursday, EU snapshot, that is on for sure. So that's the weekly calls. Obviously, guys, as we get close to the holidays, you'll see some of those calls change. Be prepared for that. Micro influencers next Monday. We're going to do a call with you. Micro influencers 1 and above, a Zoom with you. Be ready for that. And you know where I'm going on my closing thoughts. Day, what are we on? What did I say our day was? Day 110. I'm going to go back. I'm going to get this ready. I'm actually going to look at the actual dates again.
You said
Somebody
60
look at
and
August.
110, 61 and 110 or something like that.
Yeah, well, it'll be 120 on like the 23rd. So I mean, we might only be at 107. So I'm rolling. I think each week I'm adding 10 days. So because it's easier for me just to round up. But how are we doing? How are we doing for 80-day website? How's the 80-day website? We're over here. How are we doing? We're inching closer. We're going to keep going like this and keep going like this, keep going like this, keep going like this. And by the time we get here, you're talking about 1,000+ vendors, maybe more, maybe 2,000+ vendors. I heard Rod say today earlier in the call that he believes this time next year we'll have over 1,000 vendors. So this is, in my opinion, the year after that. So that's probably 3,000 vendors when we get here, right? If this is probably this time next year. So I think this is probably right before 2026. This is right before 2027. And then it's lights out. But I think we're doing good. Each week progress, each week new vendors, each week new features, each week a big step forward towards the vision. But kicking it back your way, each week, are you selling? Each week, are you sharing? Each week, are you recruiting? Each week, are you talking about what we're doing? Each week, are you texting? Each week, are you inviting? Each week, because each week we are, each week you got to be. And that's how we work together in this. So I love working with you guys. Thank you for an awesome hour. Hope this was useful. Check the Telegram thread for all news and updates. Talk to you guys tomorrow night. If you're on the Snapchat, I'm going to go listen to a couple more dad jokes.